Aquarius, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for May 9th through the 15th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link because the signs are different. All right, so Aquarius, this week we have that kite formation forming up to Mercury and Venus. As you can see here, that fire trine, which has been involving your air houses of your 3rd, your 7th, and your 11th. And of course, that sextile up to Neptune in the 1st. So that's been the last new moon. That last new moon formed up to this kite. But now Mercury and Venus are going over this position, really activating that kite. And as you can see here in the transit graph, a lot of the supportive energy. So when things are supportive like this collectively, of course, our personal charts are important. And, there's always challenges in life and that kind of stuff. But it's good to move forward during these times because we do have that support. And I think it's a good time to move forward anyways because we just had that new moon in Aries, which is a much more active time, right? Now there is, again, a lot of planets retrograde. We do have Mars retrograde, which is the ruler of Aries, so things are reflective in terms of where we're putting our energy and who we are in many ways, and especially for you because Saturn, your ruler, is also retrograde. Okay, Mercury's retrograde down here in the 3rd too. So even though things are a bit internal, I think it's good to move forward in a way of being flexible, of trying new things. Your energy levels might be a bit low at the moment because the sun is at the bottom of your chart. But I think specifically focus on this 3rd house could be a good source of energy for you. So let's look at this 3rd house. 3rd house is the house of communication. It's the house of using your mind. Okay, so on the communication, that's one side. On the other side, it could be things like reading and writing, sharing, exchanging with others, perhaps a light bit of socializing, mostly just to share ideas. All right, so it's a good time to pick up that book, maybe do some writing, that kind of stuff. And so in that area, whether it's the communication or the mind, that's a good source of prana for you, good source of energy. Now again, you are learning a lot about how you think, about communication right now at the moment with Mercury retrograde through your 3rd. You're learning a lot about your self-expression, learning a lot about intimacy, since Mercury rules your 5th and your 8th. But, even though you're hopefully treating this as a learning process, it's a good area to be focused on, right? To move forward with, communicate, exchange, get that mental energy moving, although being flexible in the process, trying new things, learning new things, being adaptive in that sense. So that's the 3rd house energy for you. Now, in terms of this week and how it unfolds, we do have Jupiter going direct on Monday. So we do have some forward-moving energy in this regard. And this, I think, is for you in regards to relationships. Because over the past 5 months, although there has been plenty of opportunities this year to, and before, to cultivate your relationships, to meet people, new relationships and existing ones. And I think over the past 5 months, you've been learning a lot about them. So now there's this forward-moving energy where you'll start to see perhaps more external opportunities to connect, to form new relationships, to cultivate existing relationships, which again you're learning about because the North Node's in the 7th. So here it's also good to be, to be open to learning, but here specifically with opportunities, right? And I think you'll just naturally see more of those opportunities, maybe opportunities through people, through your relationships, but also opportunities to connect. So that's very supportive this week because of this, again, grand trine kite, right? And Jupiter is, a big part of all this. And I think that supportive energy in terms of what's moving forward for you in terms of interrelating is directly supporting these new beginnings of understanding more about communication, of exchanging with others, of connecting with others on an equal status, because that's what the 3rd house is about. It's about connecting with others in the equal status of exchanging ideas and just exchanging in general. So that's that side of it. The other side is that Pluto's been in your 11th house of your aspirations. So it could be a great week for making some changes in your life from these aspirations that I think are very deep and powerful. Maybe there's some changes with those as well. I mean, that's what it's been, this ongoing change of your hopes and wishes in your life. On an external level, this could be groups or organizations that you're a part of that could be continuing to change, where you're having to really examine where your attachments are maybe with them, with the group environment or with friends. and letting go of those attachments. All right, Pluto's helping you strip away those attachments there, even strip away your attachments to your aspirations, because it's not until you let them go do the real changes really occur. But I think this week it can come quite easy to do that, and even very supportive for you to maybe make some changes in relationships, maybe make some changes with how you think, and again, how you communicate. Now, the sextile up to Neptune is the fact that Neptune's been in your first, helping you guys have more trust and faith along the life journey, and not need to know exactly who you are even. But I think you're okay with that this week to a degree. Now, of course, Neptune's still forming up that T-square with Saturn, your ruler, and Jupiter, but he's part of this kite. So I think there's at least an opportunity to let go, to have that surrender. And that can create some good peace this week. Now, with that shift with Jupiter on Monday, the sun is also going to be conjoining up to that retrograde Mercury. So you guys could be feeling quite communicative on Monday, maybe a lot of that strong mental energy, talkative energy sometimes. And that can be great. I think it's well aspected. I think that's a neutral aspect, but it's good to bring that extra attention to the mind and extra attention to the communications, just to make sure nothing's running away with us. All right, just to make sure everything's nice and balanced, nice and grounded. And that can even bring in some more insights in terms of maybe what you value with that Venus, maybe more insights about how you communicate and what you can learn, etc. Then as the week unfolds, we do have Venus trining up to Jupiter. Now, Venus does rule your 4th and your 9th house. So here specifically, there could be some opportunities maybe to connect personally in life, maybe with those relationships. Maybe could be good around home and family matters. Could be good around your adventurous spirits, maybe getting some of that adventurousness around Tuesday, expanding your horizons. Could be good. And again, more opportunities to learn, read, write, share, communicate. More opportunities with those one-to-one connections. And then as we go into the rest of the week, Mercury then trines up to Pluto. So there is this deep change happening with what you are reflecting on with your self-expression. Deep change of the mind. All right, and it's supportive, but it's good to go deep. It's good to see where we have attachments, where we might have things that we can let go, particularly around what we're saying, what we're thinking. Right? It's a lot of this mental examination, this mental new beginning now for you to establish, I think, a much more powerful way of communicating that is non-attached, and a much more perhaps even optimistic or lighthearted way of expressing yourself or communicating with Jupiter in Leo, right? So that's part of that shift. And I think the more willing you are to dive deep this week, as it is for all of us, the deeper those changes can be. And like I said, it's a good week for that. Then the conjunction with Mercury and Venus will be on Friday. So on this day in particular, maybe again learning more about what you value in life, maybe what you value around personal life, home and family, maybe about what's possible, and what you value about information and reading and writing, communicating, maybe even socializing a little bit. Then as we approach the weekend, we do have that sun going into your 4th house. So this is setting the stage for next month, but that's where you're going to have the new moon next month. But there is this shift of focus now. And I think things are definitely still going to be about this more airy relationship, area of your chart. The sun shifting into the 4th, you'll probably notice that maybe you want to spend more time at home, or maybe you're focused more on family and that kind of stuff. And I think it's a great weekend for that stuff. Maybe even for your health as well. You could even find that quite healing, in fact, because the sun will be sextiling up to Chiron going into the weekend. So that's the week in a nutshell. Definitely this kite, definitely this continued new beginning with the mental communicative side of things, with everything in your immediate environment, directly supporting your relationships, your one-to-one connections, which are moving forward more so this week. And that's directly supporting these deep changes which have been occurring with your aspirations, or maybe with friends and community stuff. And again, with this sextile up to Neptune in the 1st, it's good to have that. It's just an opportunity, but it's good to have that non-attached perspective, that surrender, that faith, that everything's unfolding in divine timing. And I think it's an excellent week to do that because it can be quite easygoing. And again, directly supporting these other areas. All right, so Aquarius, have a fantastic week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.